Now our customer's asked us to make his doorbell ring when someone comes to the door. And to do that, we use our door chime interface. The door chime interface gives you a short on the red-black pair when someone presses the button at the door. You can use that to set off stop a scanning camera or set off anything that you can operate with a dry closure. The door chime interface uses 2 AA batteries which last about a year or 2 in normal use. Okay, you got the box closed up. Let's stick it on the wall. We've already put our screws there and level it. This is real easy to install. The blue-black wires go anywhere between the door box controller and the door box. The red-black wire is your dry closure to operate your doorbell or whatever. And we put a short on the yellow-black leads. Just stick a beanie on there. We've got the black wire on the negative and we're putting the blue wire on the positive, and it just goes right across door 2's leads on the door box controller. Before we can hook up the red and black wires, we've got to understand a little bit about basic electricity. We've got a 9-volt, and electricity comes out of the 9-volt battery into the light bulb, through the filament, out of the light bulb, and then back to the battery. Electricity flows when you complete a path between the power supply and the device. Let's change that battery over to an AC or DC transformer, and we'll put a switch in. When the switch is closed, electricity flows from the transformer through the switch, through the light bulb, and then back to the transformer. When the switch is open, the electricity can't flow anymore. It leaves the transformer but stops at the switch. This switch is providing a dry closure. Right now the switch is open, so the electricity can't flow. Now the switch is closed, which is kind of where the word dry closure comes from, so the electricity leaves the transformer through the switch, through the light bulb, and the light bulb lights up. A dry closure is simply a short, like a switch that's closed that doesn't supply itself. Let's relate that to the door chime interface, where we've got the red and the black wires coming out that are actually attached to just a relay inside the device. The relay acts like a switch. When you push the button at the door, you get a momentary dry closure for 0.8 of a second. Making our doorbell ring is the same as lighting the light. We just send the voltage up to the common and then out of the front door to the power supply. So when we push the button at the door, we get a dry closure for 0.8 of a second, which rings our bell. We've ran our new wire from our door chime interface up to our doorbell. Before we connect it, let's just take a look and see how the power supply wire is coming to the doorbell already. The red wire from the power supply is going to trans or common, and the white wire is the other side of that power supply. Now we can complete the circuit by simply touching the white wire to the front doorbell, and I'm just going to use a little piece of wire. And that works. Now we're going to take one pair of this and basically connect it between those 2 points. Okay, we've got the white-brown connected to the black wire, and I'm connecting the brown-white wire to the red wire of that cable we just installed. We've got the brown-white connected to the front door. Let's see if it works. It worked. This is an inexpensive wireless doorbell set from the hardware store, and it can really come in handy if you can't get the wires up to a doorbell. In this case, you take the red-black wire out of the door chime interface and put it right across where the switch is in the transmitter. Then you place your receiver anywhere. This one's battery operated, and when somebody comes to the door, the red-black wire gives you a dry closure, and the chime goes off wherever you put it. We've taken the cover off the transmitter and found which, and when you press the switch, it basically makes a ding-dong, and all we did was solder a couple of wires onto where that switch goes. And we'll snap it closed, and we got the wires coming out the bottom, and we'll just short the wires, and we get the chime. I've removed the wires from the wired doorbell and beanied on the wires from the remote transmitter, and let's just see if it works. Wow. Hello? It works. If you just want to see if your door chime interface is working, we can use the continuity function of a regular toner, and when we short the contacts that'll light the light, and hook that up to the red and the black leads of the door chime interface. And we go ahead and push the button